And I'm flossing like a G at diesel, baby, getting on your knees, praise it like a king. If you on my meat, then you gotta pay me for the fee. And I'm rolling a sticky, icky, got a bad bitch that's better than Iggy. Blowing on this weed, you could call me a hippie, and we blowing on some fatty, not no skippy, puffing on it, nigga got me a little trippy. Move the clip from his hip, pistol whip him with his own shit. Go ahead, leave him stiff, take a trip to his baby mama crib, break her off for the whole zit, pass it off the stairs so he can make a profit. Man, this OG is what we call fat. I ain't telling no lies, I keep it honest, I promise I get it poppin'. If that nigga trippin', then his body with you moppin'. And there ain't no hustle, nigga, ain't no stopping. Yeah, I'm blasting off like a rocket. If I want it, I'ma cop it. Rapping name of TRIZZLE, but my last name is Crockett. And my bars is toxic, even louder than iconic. And all I'm worried about is chillin'. And I don't need a permission to put your bitch in this sex position. It's submission. If you're shooting, then I bet you're missing. Listen to these bars that's been written. Yeah, my life is pretty wicked, but it's the life I'm living. So I'ma live it, committed to get these mans punching nigga in the mouth and send them to the dentist. On this beat I'm ripping, I'm a villain when it comes to the killing, but there be no blood spilling. I'm just that nigga thinking of ways to touch a billion. Mama taught me not to be foolish and watch what you doing, cause these niggas and bitches be acting confusing and never fuck with a bitch that's stupid. And when you fall, keep it pushing, keep it moving, making money is amusing. Just to let you know, this I turn up music, look, yeah, she like it sexual. Tell her I'm a pussy killer professional. Yeah, I like that back mandible, and I like them legs flexible. Man, I swear that pussy was incredible. That's all.
What's up, everybody?
Another fine Thursday.
Thursday. How you doing this fine Thursday,
well,
Mr. Pierce?
I'm actually drinking my last beer, I think, before the old
because Radio Land. This is on Thursday, but this is the last allowable day. You can do that without getting kicked in the face, literally. So. For 30 days.
Don't bring that back up again. Hey, this is episode number 63, Derek. You know that?
Yeah. Hell yeah. No. Well, actually, I did. I do remember that. Took a little thinking, but yeah, I remember it now. So, yeah, man, that song you just heard is part of something that we kind of got cooking now on here. That was by TRIZZLE. It's called Dope Bars. And Eric, why don't you talk a little bit about what's going on here, because you know way more about it than I do.
Okay, so the other day we reached out to the facilitator of Dub K Street Radio, which for those of you who do not know what Dub K Street Radio is it is basically a set of mixtapes. You know, I think they're on like 20 or 21, you know, with like 20, 25 songs on each mixtape. And it's all digital. It's all online. It's not a physical mixtape. But it's all local hip hop artists and their songs. So I started looking back through the other mixtapes, you know, 1918, whatever. And I really liked what was going on, the production value of it, you know, the sound drops, stuff like that. And I think it's always kind of been in the back of our mind that we wanted to do a local hip-hop hour. We have really good hip-hop on our station already, but there's so many more artists around the city that we just haven't been able to get a hold of, or haven't been able to contact, or maybe they just haven't answered us back. Whatever the situation is, we reached out to Dub K Street Radio and said, hey, would you guys like to team up, you know, on something cool? And they you know, right. he was kind of all about it. He kind of, you know, asked some questions, and as it turns out, we both have a similar mission. And really, it looks like he's got a foot way further in the door in the local hip-hop scene than we maybe ever could. So we just felt like it was a good person to team up with. And what's going to happen is every Wednesday from 9 to 10, or 9 to question mark, you know, it's not always going to be 10. Sometimes it'll run over or whatever. But there's going to be a local hip-hop hour that during that time frame, it's just all local hip-hop. And, you know, he's going to produce the show and all that stuff. And it should be a pretty cool deal. We've always wanted to do more shows, rock, metal, country, hip hop. It's just we're so busy doing everything else that we, do because there's only just a few of us that, we haven't had the time to do that. And I don't even know if we have the time to do it. It's not that we don't want to do it or can't do it. It's I just don't know if we actually have the physical time. So that's going to be something really neat. And I think we're going to hear a lot of music that we haven't heard before.
That's good because, that's our whole point, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So basically,
I'm looking forward to it.
Sorry, Derek, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I'm looking forward to it. The submissions that we got, man, I'm digging. It's all good, man. I really do. I think Wichita's got an up and coming hip hop scene.
Yeah,
big time. I don't know. I never hear it. I mean, I just never. I don't know if I'm not hitting the right places or what, but I just don't hear it all the time. But the stuff that we do have is really good. Like I'll put it on par with any other genre we got. That it's right up there. So having its own radio show, man, it's gonna. I hope it promotes it a little bit, propels it.
I hope it has the same effect as like all the other genres of music we've had. There's this unity that's kind of happened, and I hope it can do that for the hip hop scene because I know I've been seeing hip hop artists talk about how everybody's kind of not together and kind of everybody's kind of for themselves and it's just not that it's not good. It's just I think everybody needs to come together like hip hop. I've just heard that it needs to come together a little more, kind of like the rock scene or the the country scene, or
what
really.
Andrea and Aaron were talking about last week, and Tim, was the reason the Wichita scene is growing like it is because strength in numbers.
Yeah,
it's everybody propping everybody else up and teaching, learning, taking advice. And sometimes I know it's kind of hard. I've seen musicians do it, man. It's tough to take advice from somebody sometimes because you got to humble yourself a little bit. And I don't know. I have zero idea what's going on in hip hop and why people aren't getting along, or if they are or not. I don't know. But just speaking on the matter of like a genre coming together and uniting.
Yeah, it's important, man.
Getting stronger, I guess.
Support each other's shows. Like that's the most important thing you as artists can do in any genre of music is going to support any artist, period. Just showing up, showing them that you care, and hopefully they return the favor, and that's kind of the idea is, we've always talked about fans, going from one genre to the other, and a lot of it's meshing now in Wichita. And I want to see the hip hop scene explode just like every other genre is. And I think it is. I think it just needs to come together. Like rather than be like, oh, well, that guy got to do that show with that guy at the Wave, or whatever. Because obviously only one local opener can probably open for, some big name act coming through, and rather than kind of beat yourself up or get mad about maybe you not getting it, go support that guy,
Well, and like in our genre, which is country-ish,
right?
whatever it is. We'll actually talk about that in the interview later, but it's you get that a little bit. I guess you do get a little. I don't want to say animosity or jealousy. I don't know what the right word for this is.
I mean, I guess you see somebody. It's jealousy. It is, but how you wrangle it, I think. I mean,
well, that's such a shitty word to use, though. But it's like why does he get to fucking play there? God, I want to be up there. So that's when you go back. You sit back, you take a breath, and you go, okay, this is what they got, and this is what they probably fucking talked to this guy. And they probably did this right, and this is what they're doing. and you just take notes and see what they're doing. And then, like, it doesn't do any good to get pissed or.
Yeah, it doesn't solve any problems.
Sometimes it does, but.
My point, Derek, is like you're saying, just instead of getting mad or jealous or, going out and hating on somebody, just go back to your drawing board, focus on, I want to do that. I want to be that guy doing that. And how do you do that? So you have to create goals for yourself. You have to accomplish those goals. So if you're not the one getting that show that you want to play, well, how can you get that show? That needs to be your question, not, oh, that guy gets that show, That should be me. How do you make it you, is my point.
You don't want to give that negativity any of your time and effort, man.
Yeah.
You want to focus yourself on where you need to be. Don't focus on where somebody else is. It might take you longer to get somewhere than it's going to take me, or vice versa. Yeah,
everybody has their own time frame and destiny, and it's up to you to control your destiny. Not everybody's in the same point in time of their musical career. Nobody ever will be. It's just as long as you keep focusing and grinding and bettering yourself and bettering your product, those shows will come.
Well, it's like we were talking about, was it last week or the week before with for the birds. Like sometimes you got to remember, man, you just got to stay in your lane, because I know damn well, like, we don't bring what For the Birds brings.
No.
There's no way. There's no damn way, dude, because they're just so dynamic. But we bring our own fire in a certain way. Like, we got our own thing going on. We stay in our lane. And, yeah. So we were just talking about that.
We don't hate on anybody, like, we're happy that local bands are just getting opportunities to play with these big acts and stuff. And we know how good they are, Derek, like, we know how good they are. And it's just, I think it's our hope that those touring acts see how good that local music is and goes, well, damn, like, makes them think about it a little bit more. And
what the fuck's in the water here, dude? Like, what?
But I think my biggest goal for this WK Street Radio on ICT Radio collabing here is that we can have some sort of hand in compiling all this music together in the hip hop scene, and then getting all these artists listening in to the same show and getting their fans listening to the same show, and kind of creating the same kind of buzz and drive that we've created from day one on ICT Radio. And I think the scene will work itself out when you get all that together and you promote that togetherness and you showcase the talent. It's almost going to take care of itself, and just, it's going to create something that's great, I think. And really, it'll be nice to have a platform for local hip hop artists that you can tune in. You're going to hear local hip hop. It's not scattered throughout our playlist like it is now. That's all it is local hip hop. And I think that the fans of local hip hop and their families and friends, I think they're going to tune in, and I think they're going to enjoy it. Because it's, if you're a huge hip hop fan, you're immersed in that scene, it might not be the most attractive thing to listen to our station, because it's, it's got a lot of rock and country and that sort of thing. And maybe that's not your cup of tea, but I think once everybody tunes in and listens to local hip hop, I think they're going to be like, oh, damn. And I hope that it creates more live shows for people, more opportunities for artists to go, well, I never even heard of that guy, and he lives in our city. What, I want to do a show with that guy, and it just sparks up, everything that's kind of been happening on, on all the other fronts. And what I really like is the cross genre shows, when you get like a country guy and a hip hop group and a rock group together, and it just works. You know what I mean?
Right.
I hope to see a lot more of that.
Yeah, I'm always pretty fond of those shows, man. I always like playing.
It's cool, man.
A country band playing a rock show,
Well, Well, you just wait an hour and you hear something completely different. It's just kind of nice, man. It's cool.
Yeah, I agree.
What you're gonna hear.
But
So that's kind of what we're doing there. That's going to start, I believe, this coming up Wednesday.
Off of our soapbox now.
Well, it's gonna.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Wednesday from 9 to 10. Should be every Wednesday, I believe. Hosted by Richie Beezy.
Yeah, I guess this won't be out by the time that starts. Is it going to start this Wednesday?
No, it's going to start, I believe. Well, it might start this week. I don't know.
Anyway,
it's going to be a regular thing, though. So if you want to hear some good local hip hop, you want to tune in every Wednesday from 9 to 10 ish.
Yeah, we got to we were gonna play with some very different music, something a little different than we were used to at Newton. That was some fucking like ragtime music, man. It was kind of cool. Happy fucking moving. I don't know.
I was jamming.
I don't know. We probably would have done pretty well, I would think, but
yeah, and that guy hit us back up, the Rick, who was kind of putting the thing on, and he said he wants us to play another show sometime up there. He's going to figure it out, and, obviously got rained out, so there's not a lot we can do. But I'm looking forward to playing in front of new crowds, and anytime I can. It's a cool thing to see people's faces light up and go, well, damn, never heard these guys before.
Yeah, I agree. It's just it was one of those things where that fucking storm was moving in hot and heavy, and so we had to pull out. We don't often cancel a show.
Nope, that was a showtime call, really.
Yeah, we were there about to unload, and then it.
I guess all the vendors stayed, but man, as soon as we took off, it started storming really hard. So I think we made the right call there and lived to fight another day there.
It wasn't worth it to me.
Now, I don't know if you guys happen to be listening on the last Friday on our broadcast, but we started doing something really cool. We're covering high school football games.
Yeah.
So that might not appeal to all of you, but it's kind of something near and dear to our hearts. Being as where we're from, and it was just a different opportunity. We love sports so much; it was just a really cool thing that we could do.
That was pretty fun, but yeah, we had a few issues with the broadcast itself. We got those figured out. We'll be doing the homecoming this week for Wellington, so that's fun, man. I mean, you played Wellington football, right?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
High school football, yeah.
Yep.
See, I didn't. I was too busy getting drunk in the parking lot and shit.
Yeah, I did. It was fun, man. And
it's kind of cool to sit up in that press box and call the game.
Derek, going to tell them a little bit about how that became about, maybe. Well,
the Rocking M and the whole radio station thing going on. You guys might have seen 92.3, I think, and 100.5.
Bob FM.
Well, I don't even remember the Wellington station.
KLEY. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, KLEY here in Wellington was part of that group. They got locked out. And they're the ones that was called the Wellington football games. And by some stroke of genius, Tim, I guess it was Tim, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And contacted somebody. And, got the ball rolling. Next thing you know, because I think you told me on Wednesday afternoon, like, hey, I think we're calling the Crusaders football games since KLEY is out. What? Like actually announcing it? Yep. Fucking cool. Yeah, sure as hell Friday, man. We were doing it. I thought we did pretty good. It was crazy because the whole way to Augusta, man, we were talking about, all right, Eric, you're gonna do play-by-play. Me and him, we're gonna do some color, like we were just gonna kind of stay in our lanes and get through this. And fucking kickoff comes, and Tim is just fucking out of the gate, dude. Like, hey, number 42, number 6 is back, receives the kick, wins out of the South. Like, he was all over the place, and man, it sounded good. So
yeah, we just had some minor technical issues, but
we were working the IT side of it.
Oh yeah, that's why I couldn't be more immersed in the game, because I was trying to figure out what was going on. But it's kind of hard to run off of low cell service, basically, is what it boiled down to. So we're looking to up our quality there, and hopefully we'll see what comes of it. But man, it was a blast though, getting to watch high school football game, and it was actually a really good game too. I mean,
yeah, it was. Yeah, I think for the near future we'll still get to call them. So,
yep. Which I really look forward to doing that too. I mean, not only did I used to play football there, but it's more like they're really, it's for those people that are at home, and the older people who maybe can't go to the game because of physical limitations or
yeah, exactly.
And it's always been something that people have been able to tune in and listen to, and it feels really good to be able to fill that void for hometown folks, and hopefully we continue to increase the quality of one. Just our IT side is basically the issue. I don't think we had any problem calling the game. I thought it was really good quality, sounded good. But yeah,
we had emails and comments that said that like we sounded good despite the problems. So it is what it is, and then we can't do much about it. But we can. We just couldn't at that moment.
No, I didn't know.
We were just kind of.
Know if we were going to be able
kind
to
of
do
hostage. We were kind of held hostage right then. We didn't, we were just doing best we could with what we had. But
we learned a lot though, so hopefully we continue to make it better and better, and hopefully they keep letting us do it, because it's really kind of fun. So
yeah, no, it is a good time.
So sorry for you radio listeners who wanted to hear music during that period of time, but
well, you kind of got to.
Yeah, you kind of got to. But another cool thing about that is I think we are going to continue to feature local music, during halftime and before and after the game, and I think that's a huge opportunity for local artists to be heard by totally new audiences that didn't even know we existed, or all that great local music that's out there. So I mean, it's kind of a win-win all around.
I agree.
Well, Derek, we're going to talk about our sponsor for a moment, Alpha Heating and Air. It's still kind of warm out, so if you're having issues with your air conditioner, give Alpha Heating and Air a call, 316-765-4492. They also do work on heating units. So something to think about as we approach the fall and the winter. It's going to get cold really quick, I feel like.
I think so. You would think so, but it's still hotter than shit out there. So
regardless, you want your units in your house to be functioning efficiently and properly. The last thing you want is to walk into your house and it's 95 degrees because your AC doesn't work, or you walk into your house and it's freaking 12 degrees because guess what? Now your heater doesn't work. So Alpha Heating and Air, they give really high efficient units. I have an LG unit that I just got in my house a few months ago, still humming, still working great. And it doubles as a heating unit. So it's very efficient. It's got a 10-year warranty on it. Highly recommended. Great service. Just a great product overall. And it's veteran owned and operated. So support Alpha Heating and Air today by calling 316-765-4492.
Absolutely. Our next sponsor is this one's going to be a little different. We're going to sit down and talk to her. She's going to, I don't know, what would be our official health coach for Sober October.
Yeah.
We'll just say that. We're going to sit down and talk to her. That's her game. That's what she does, is health coaching. And she knows her stuff. So
I think we're going to need all the coaching we can get.
We'll shut up and we will let Anisha Elmore from Love Yourself does and how our drunk asses are going to make it through a month without drinking.
It's going to be rough, but I'm confident that she will guide us.
So we are sitting here with Anisha Elmore from Love Yourself Health Coaching. What's up?
What's up? How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
As we're speaking right now, this is the last day before October. So
yeah,
we're both, I think, a little nervous for
I'm very nervous.
The sobriety for 30 days.
I'm trying to get it all out of my system now. You know, I'm having a beer, you know, about to eat a little pizza, that sort of thing. Just because, you know, like your business, you got to love yourself a little. And going with this drastic of a change, I just figure it's kind of like your last meal before you get electrocuted or something, you know?
Yeah, so all the changes, or are you just stopping the booze? What's up?
No, I'm doing everything. I'm going to eat very healthy. I'm going to cut carbs out, sugars, that sort of thing. You know, I might have some carbs, but I'm going to limit them. And, water, no caffeine.
Ooh.
Well, the one strict thing is the sober thing. That's the emphasis is a sober. The eating clean is kind of
anything stimulating to you, really. So I'm not giving up nicotine though, because I might kill a bitch. But
somebody might. All right, cool. So yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. So tell us a little bit about Love Yourself Health Coaching, what you do and all that good stuff.
A lot of people, and this is no offense to anybody that is in that type of industry, but a lot of people, when you say you're a health coach, they're like, oh, so she does Beachbody or sells protein shakes or something like that. And none of that is true. I am a certified holistic health and wellness coach. I am also a certified personal trainer and a certified life coach through the Holistic Health Coach Institute. And so basically what I do is honestly, it's all about mindset shift. Of course, we work with everything from, we work with addiction. We're trying to get away from unhealthy things. We work with weight loss. We work with liver regeneration, which is really cool with the Sober October thing. We work on healing the gut and healing the liver and all those organs. But we also just work with, you know, anything from emotional eating to somebody that might be dealing with bulimia or anorexia. So it's really a broad spectrum of things that we can work with to just help people live their healthiest in a holistic way without all the junky medicines and all that nonsense that everybody spends thousands of dollars on, that really they have the tools mostly just in a local grocery store and in their brains and hearts. So anyway.
Yeah.
Me in a nutshell, I guess.
That's awesome. So, I feel like people could really use that. You know, a lot of people, I feel like, kind of they want to do better. They don't know how. You know, they go look online, or somebody tries to peddle them a
Wonder pill.
Yeah, Wonder pill or protein shake, and you know, I think that turns a lot of people off. Where you're so much different. You're more about, hey, you know, you can diet for 30 days, but that doesn't really matter. It's all about your mindset, and you gotta shift your mind.
Absolutely, and that's a lot of it too. I guess I kind of forgot to say, because this is all a different radio situation for me, but it's really about support, stretch, and accountability versus you can go to almost any diet out there if that's your goal is to lose weight, you're going to be able to find a way to do that. Now, are you going to be able to maintain that and see consistent results for the rest of your life without understanding why you keep going back into those same patterns and routines? Same with even talking about Sober October. If somebody wanted to actually quit for good, if they don't go find a support system and somebody to keep them accountable, most of the time people are going to fall back off track, right? So that's the basis of my job, really, is to show people support, stretch them into something new, and then give them the accountability to stay on track until they can kind of get into that groove. So yeah, that's exactly what I do.
Derek,
So-
how are we being held accountable, Derek, during this Sober October deal?
Well, if we fail, we get the shit kicked out of us.
That's motivation
by
right
some
there.
Who's
kickboxers.
kicking the shit out of you guys?
There's a musician buddy of ours on here, Dusty Grant, that he does jujitsu, and he's, I think, in kickboxing, or he has kickboxing buddies. And
He'll find somebody to kick
we
the shit
threw
out
out
of
the
us.
punishment part of it. We were asking Facebook, like, what should be a punishment, and he mentioned, he's like, well, you can always spar with some kickboxers and some jiu-jitsu guys if you fail. So then
I just want to see live footage. Also, I'm wondering if I
Granted,
could implement this into my coaching practice. Maybe I would have quicker results.
it sounds fun. To me, it kind of sounds fun going in there and sparring. But then again, you got to realize we're sparring with people who are way better at fighting than we are. Probably.
Yeah, it's well, the thing is if one of us fails, then we have to spar. If me and Eric both fail, we have to spar each other. So I think that might be a little more fair, but the outcome's going to be the same. I think it's just miserable.
Yeah.
I certainly hope that's after October so you can heal your wounds. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I think like having talked about this for like a month or so coming now, like I've kind of got my mindset into like thinking about the positives of sobering, staying sober and eating clean. And at first it was scary. Like, why did I do this? Why did we agree to this? But now, given some time and actually doing it, I think without the kickboxing sparring and all that, I think I'd still be ready to do it. And
that's really awesome. I think that's really, really awesome. That really is exactly what it's about, is switching those negative fears into something positive. That's awesome.
I'm looking forward to some pants fitting again,
no more sweatpants for Pierce.
And feeling better. I don't think I even own any sweatpants. They don't fit.
I just don't wear
So
pants.
I'm looking forward to just feeling better, and just don't wear pants. Yeah, I'm that chubby guy wearing shorts in December out in the snow because I don't feel anything from the waist down. It's all, as long as my my trunk up there has a coat on or something, I'm good. But we are doing a Fitbit challenge as well every week. I don't know if you knew about that, but we're gonna invite anybody who wants to join to join in on challenges with us. Basically just step challenges, but it's a way for me and Derek to look at each other and say, "Well, he's beating me,"
Hey, healthy competition.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to get through this somehow. I got to stay motivated somehow. So I guess beating
my
Pierce might be the motivation.
My job's kind of sedentary. Sedentary? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I kind of sit there on a computer for work. So Derek has an immediate advantage over me, in his line of work. He walks quite a bit, I'd imagine, and so I'm really gonna have to play catch up either before work or after work, or get up and just walk during work. So that's kind of motivating for me as well, because one, I want to catch up to him, and two, it's gonna probably establish some sort of routine at work that I can continue to do, like every hour get up and walk 1,000 steps or something, just for the hell of it.
Absolutely. That's really honestly something that I would tell a client, is to just find something that you can do in the midst of your day that allows you to make small changes, because those small hinges swing big doors, right? So anything that you do in your life is going to have a ripple effect. So even if you're just getting up and walking at work, you're going to find that you want to be more active everywhere in your life, even just by that one small change.
Yeah, it kind of drives me nuts sitting there all day working, but got to pay the bills.
So you think those foot pedals that you can get under your desk? They're little.
Oh yeah.
little bicycle things. You can like bicycle or pedal like you're going up a stair step or under your desk. They're pretty neat.
You know, back in the day when I was kind of more in shape, like every hour I'd just, even at work, I would just, do, 25 push-ups every hour on the hour, and just, because that's plenty of time to rest in between. And I might start doing stuff like that as well. Just because, I mean, you think 8 or 10 hours of work, that's quite a few push-ups.
Yeah. Get buff McStuff this month, man.
Yeah. You ain't going to recognize me, Derek. Who's that guy? Is that Patrick Swayze?
Fucking Patrick Swayze.
Gotta bring up the sways, really.
I just need the mullet, man.
Hey, you don't talk disrespectfully about my man, right?
Well, hey, he happens to be a handsome fella,
Was. Rest in peace.
Was a handsome fella, yeah.
So what is some advice for, let's say, after the whole Sober October is over? What would be your advice to somebody like me or Eric to continue with it, like stay in that mindset?
I would honestly say my first bit of advice would be just to be graceful with yourself. People go into this sort of thing, and it's funny and it's a great thing where you're like, oh, I'm going to have to spar with somebody if I mess up this month, right? But my first piece of like legit advice on that would just be to be graceful with yourself. So if you mess up, that doesn't mean that you screwed up the whole week or the whole month or the whole year. It just means, okay, I made a poor choice, or I fell back into an old pattern because it felt comfortable to me. And now it's a new day and I'm going to start over. Or even if it's one meal or one drink, it doesn't mean that is setting the tone for your whole day or the next 2 days or the next month. It just means that people are fallible. So that's right. Another negative to turn into a positive. And I think that's where almost every single one of my clients ends up falling off track until that's where that accountability comes into. So if you're starting to feel that way, making sure that you reach out to whoever you're doing this thing with, saying like, hey, I had some drinks last night. I really kind of want to have some more today. I really want to eat pizza. So can you go for a walk with me or remind me? Remind me. And then the next thing is finding your why. Honestly, I guess that should be number one. You have to know why it's important to you, because if it's not like an 8 or above, preferably a 10 or an 11 on the scale of 1 to 10, you're not going to stick to it, because then it doesn't feel as important as everything else. So you have to root deep down and find out, like, not I want to do this because I want to lose weight, but like, why do you want to lose weight? And what is that going to do for you? And how is that going to change your life in the future if you stick to this plan or whatever? So it's just very much about self-grace and understanding.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on, like, a cheat day or something like that? I mean, do you think that's healthy in any sort of weight loss journey? And do you think it kind of builds the self-esteem and do you think that's healthy, or do you think you should just be hard rock focused? Or
see, I think that's again, we're looking at it from like an all or nothing mindset. It's like very depriving to think like I can't have. So it's not that you can't have, it's just about what it's doing. Like, what is your goal? What diet plan did you decide you're kind of being on? What are your goals? Are you trying to heal your gut? If you're trying to heal your gut, you have to stay away from the stuff that attacks your gut, because as much as you heal it, within 1 or 2 meals, you can completely destroy all that good bacteria that you rebuilt in your stomach. Yeah. But if your goal is just to lose weight, there's nothing wrong with having a piece of cake or a cookie every once in a while. But I don't think that a whole day sends you into a binge mentality. Like, okay, today's my cheat date. Let me shove everything in myself that I can't. I'm just like, I don't know. I tell clients to go 80-20. So live your life 80% of the time to exactly what standard that you want, and 20% of the time do whatever the hell you want. Just be careful. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, just be mindful. Yeah.
Makes sense. Because I feel like you said, just going balls to the wall, sticking to this is all I'm going to do. I feel like it's inevitable before you finally fail. You know what I mean? Or not fail, but you crash harder than you would if you just kind of did it at your own pace. And, you know, as long as your end goal was still your goal and you still focus on it, I think you're fine.
Yeah. So again, it's that don't beat yourself up mentality that I was kind of talking about earlier. It's like, okay, so I have this plan, but anybody normally, like, obviously this is cool what you guys are doing, and some people have the willpower to do it, but normally, like, I start somebody with very small dietary shifts, like small ones throughout, usually between 30 and 90 days till they get to like the point that you're going to be at now. Because most people, if you say, tomorrow I don't want you to drink ever again, take out all the sugar, take out all the carbs, their body, your brain, it's a specific part of your brain, and I'm not going to get all technical on you guys, but we call it the critter brain, and it's the part of your brain that hates change. And there's a part of your brain that loves change and a part of your brain that hates change. So the part of your brain that loves change is like, hell yeah, let's do this tomorrow. I'm excited, and you're awesome for like 2 weeks. And then that part of your brain that hates change goes, whoa, I've never done this before. This isn't safe. It might kill me because it's not normal. And then it goes, self-sabotage. Crave. Ooh, hey, there's a beer tour going on right now, and you can get a cool shirt. So you have to have yourself, that's where the mindset work comes in, is just like being ready for those moments. And if you do fall off, being like, okay, that sucked, back on now, right?
Yeah, and that's funny you say that, because that's kind of what I've been doing since we started talking about this, was just kind of weeding out. And I don't really drink soda so much, but
just kind of weaning off everything or something.
Yeah, throwing a little more healthy stuff in rather than junk food, and not trying to just completely cut myself off. But yeah,
that might be detrimental. I'd almost imagine, like, it's not like you might, you ever like go to the gym and work out so hard that you just so sore for like 4 days, and then guess what you don't do during those 4 days? You don't go back to the gym. Like, that's almost kind of, I feel like something that could happen, but I don't know, like with the exercise portion of all this and the diet, I feel like it's not gonna be that bad, because I typically eat pretty good, chicken, eggs, that sort of thing, vegetables, fruits. I love all that stuff. Just really, really high low fat, high form of protein. I love that stuff. And I don't really typically eat like, call me weird, but I'm not a dessert person. So I don't really go at sweets or anything like that. Like, that's fine. It's just the exercise. I don't want to go too hard at it at first, because then, I'm going to have to take a few days off, just because I know me. I go in there and go hard, and I can't walk the next day. And, I want to be able to go in there every day, and do something, whether it's just stretching or just going to sweat in a sauna or something like that, or going for a walk. I want to be able to go for that walk. I don't want to be so sore, I can't walk, So for me, I'm not going to go super, super, super hard into the gym or anything like that yet. I'm just going to up my exercise until I'm more comfortable, a week or so in, probably. That's my goal anyways.
That's awesome. People always ask me, like, what's the best type of exercise? I'm like, at first, the kind that you'll do.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You get more specific later, but it's like this silly nursery rhyme. The kind that, the best kind for you is the kind that you'll do. Like, that's like,
yeah.
Whatever works.
Yeah, like if you know that you're not going to go back and do anything because you're so sore, don't go hard. Your muscles aren't used to
it. And luckily, I just had a baby, and I'm sure Haley wants to get out and go for walks and stuff like that. I need to walk my dog. That's just kind of given. Thanks.
The reason that you have baby weight, you did not have the baby.
No. I haven't really gained any weight.
Trying to take all the credit, Pierce.
But it'll be easier to have her. I'll go for a walk with you. Take the baby for a walk and the dog, and I feel like that's going to be easier. Just having somebody to say, "Oh yeah, I'll go for a walk with you."
Absolutely.
So, because she's motivated probably more than me. She wants to, get rid of her baby weight and stuff like that. So, you know, he kind of gives me somebody to hold me accountable here. Now, Derek, I'm a little worried about you, Derek.
Hey, I just got a dog.
Yeah,
so.
it's true. Take your dog for a walk, man. But I was thinking this could go one or two ways for Derek. I've just been thinking about it. I was like, he's going to hide out in his house for the whole month. But I don't think you're going to do that now. You know, I think you're a little more well. But I do think you're going to get your steps in every day. Even just at work.
Well, but if I'm not drinking, that pretty much eliminates about 90% of what I do. So
true.
Like 90% of my need to get off the couch.
But as of lately, I've kind of had this newfound confidence in Derek. Just I don't think he's just going to sit there at all.
No.
I think
what is your main plan and reason? Like, why did you guys decide to do this Sober October thing? What's going on there?
Because I just made a stupid suggestion, and
yeah, it was his idea.
It sounded good at the idea, or it sounded good at the time.
You were
and
drunk when you came up with it?
No, it was actually in the morning when I was like feeling good.
Okay,
hey, guys, let's do this Sober October thing, and then
I like it. I think it's gonna go great. I really hope a whole bunch of people get on board, because honestly, if you can make it through like Halloween party season and upcoming to the holidays with like, oh, I have to see my step aunt who talks about her dog all the time. Like, if you can make it through that season without drinking, you can make it through any of this stuff with eating clean and not drinking. Like, you'll have made it through one of the most tempting months out there. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I've kind of talked myself into it now. It's a little.
You talked us all into it.
But we're trying to get the listeners on here to participate a little bit, and whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be the same rules as us, just bettering yourselves a little bit. And then I figured if we're doing it, maybe we can get some good out of it, I guess. It'd make me feel better. Probably keep me motivated a little more if we get some listeners to change some habits or something.
I think it's good that we I think the primary goal for probably all of us is just to feel better, because we all have families, and man, it'd sure be nice to be able to go out and run around, with the kids and, hang out and, not feel like crap the next day. And it's just going to be a really good change of pace, I think. Now there's going to be there's going to be quite a few challenges, going to listen to music and, not having a beer. Like, that's going to be pretty weird, I think, going to a bar and listening to music and, not going for that beer or whatever. But other than that, I'm just looking forward to feeling better. And I don't know. I think it's going to be good for our minds. You just give our minds a good reboot. And I don't know where I was going with that, but I just feel like it's, it can't be bad for you. So that's my take on it. I don't know. Kind of nervous though, not gonna lie. So, I don't know. You got anything else you need to add, or?
I'm just gonna say, I'll be on here as often as you guys are having me on here for the month. If anybody has any questions or struggles or anything as you guys are going through this, write them down and I will be happy to.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What how do people get a hold of you?
You can email me. You can go to my website, which is loveyourselfhealthcoaching.com. You can email me at loveyourselfhealthcoach@gmail.com, or you can just call my cell phone at 316-243-6174.
Yeah,
I wish I had like a Starlight Drive-In theme for my phone number. But
right.
Oh yeah,
catchy.
So guys, if you have questions, shoot us a message, shoot her a message. I feel like she's going to be on here frequently throughout October, making sure we're progressing and just making sure we're still alive, I think, hopefully.
Right, yeah, don't die. Withdraw took over.
But I mean, I'm gonna weigh myself in the morning, take a picture, and then I'm gonna do the same at the end of the month. So hopefully it's better.
Well, I really appreciate you guys having me on here. I think you guys are gonna rock this. Enjoy your beers tonight.
Cheers.
Hey, I'm actually not drinking tonight, so.
I see that.
I only have 2 beers left in my fridge, so I might as well drink them, so I'm not tempted to drink them later. Exactly. I don't want to pour them out. That's just alcohol abuse right there.
Yeah,
so.
well, don't do that.
Oh yeah, and don't forget to take your milk thistle this month. Start healing your liver a little bit there.
Is that what Is that what heals your liver?
It helps a lot. Milk thistle, and if you can stomach it, dandelion tea. But milk thistle is just an herb you can take, and it will make your liver heal insanely faster.
Wow, why has nobody told me this yet?
Well, I don't know. I guess I didn't.
I feel like I'm the type of guy that somebody should have mentioned that to somewhere. Yeah, so, well, I'll keep that in mind for sure. So.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for having me on, and I'll talk with you guys pretty soon, I guess, then, right?
Yep, yeah. Absolutely. Next week,
right.
I suppose.
Next week-ish.
We should be well on our way by next week, so.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me all about it. I'm excited to hear how it's going and see how
it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be the roughest week right there. I was
gonna say we might not be as cheery and happy next week.
Day 4 is the worst. You'll be all right by next 4 weeks later.
I sure hope so.
All right, we will talk to you later.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
All right, we want to thank Anisha Elmore again for talking to us, and we'll look forward to talking to her again in the coming weeks.
Yep, we're going to need it.
We are definitely, if there's one thing that we're going to need other than a beer, it is going to be a health coach. So this week we did something a little different. We had an interview lined up, and last minute one fell through. So, it kind of helps out when you're podcast host or also in a band.
Right.
We get to throw some shameless plug in there. And so we went into the studio, the wonderful Red Cat Studios in Peck, and sat down and talked to Glen and Luke, and it was pretty fun. I was like sitting down. I don't know, there's something about that studio, dude. It's just there's a magic about it.
Right. I had a blast sitting down. I've been telling Luke that we need to come in there, or I need to come in there, on a recording day and just hang out. And well, I guess it took us getting interviewed for me to go in there. But I plan on trying to go out there more. But
I was going to go anyway because they called us out a couple weeks ago and said
right.
They didn't know we didn't know they had free beer, and they think that's the only reason we'll show up out there.
Hey.
They were kind of giving us shit, so we had to show up to defend ourselves. And
they set the old trap, dude.
And they had free beer, so. But yeah. So that was a good interview, and we will play that in just one moment. But before that, we're going to play a song by I don't know. He's not necessarily a Wichita artist per se. He was from Medicine Lodge area, but we've played a few shows together, and we've hung out. And good dude.
Yeah.
And I'm really pumped to see his music progressing.
Yeah, he's progressing quickly. I feel like.
Yeah, because this song is really, really good, I think.
Yep.
So this is Ian Hawkins, and what the hell is it? If These Boots Could Talk.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Am I butchering that one?
Nope.
Is that the right name?
Yep.
If These Boots Could Talk by Ian Hawkins.
These boots could talk. You'd learn a lot of things. They tell you my life story about my early days. They tell you I broke my arm when I was 15. They tell you about my first kiss on the front porch swing. My dad gave them to me when I became a teen. They were passed down through the family ever since 1903. They've been through it all. They watched me as I'd fall, and they've always been under me to help me to my feet. You'd learn a lot of things if these boots could talk. These boots could talk, you'd see the man I am. Though I felt like quitting, we still carried on. Life's given us its fair share of scrapes and scuffs to bear. No, it ain't been easy, but they've always stuck with me. My dad gave them to me became a teen. They were passed down through the family ever since 1903. They've been through it all. They watched me as I'd fall, and they've always been under me to help me to my feet. You learn a lot of things if these boots could talk. Talk. You learn a lot of things, lessons in reality, true love and heartbreak. I pray to God that someday I'll find a girl and change her name, and hope I have a son to pass these boots down to. My dad gave them to me when I became a teen. They were passed down through the family ever since 1903. They've been through it all. They watched me as I'd fall, and they've always been under me to help me to my feet. You'd learn a lot of things if these boots could talk.
Thursday Spotlight, featuring interviews from top Wichita acts and artists, recorded live from beautiful Red Cat Recording in Peck, Kansas. Listen up, you knuckleheads. Here's your host, Glenn Shipman.
What's up on another beautiful Thursday for everybody? Hope everybody's week's going well. We're down here at the beautiful Red Cat Recording Room with that big Red Cat sound with the redheaded wizard, Luke. How are you, Luke?
Hey, Glenn. What's new with you this week?
Man, not much. I saw you had Roche Limit in this week.
I did. Them
That's
guys are
cool.
a lot of fun. Guys and gal, man, we tore it up, man.
Yeah, I could see by the videos. I can't wait to hear this stuff coming out.
How about you? What'd you do?
Well, I did a bunch of graphic design stuff and, kind of boring stuff, but, you have to get the boring stuff done to get to the exciting part, which is Wednesdays for us and Thursdays for you listening, which is right now. We have Brother Jukebox in the house, man. Hi, guys.
What's up, man? Wait, I didn't want to be the first one to say something. Fucking all that.
Everyone's scared.
We have Gus, their lead singer. How you doing, brother?
Oh, not too bad. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Brian, the drummer.
Wonderful. Doing wonderful. Glad to be here.
Derek, also from ICT-radio.com.
Got a cold beer. I'm doing all right.
You're doing all right? Yeah. And then we also have Eric.
Hey.
The only person we're missing is Dan, unfortunately. Yep. Hi, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
We miss you. So you guys picked up Dan this year, which is a great addition. So, take me back to when you guys started. What did you have as far as instruments and who and personnel and Eric?
Well, these guys actually called me, and I was working in San Antonio for the week.
These guys who?
Gus and Derek.
Okay, so
got a hold
three
of
of the
me.
original members.
Yes. And what was it billed as, Derek? It was like Derek and Friends or something like that. The first show ever was at Barefoot Jerry's in Wellington. These guys called me. Well, actually, Derek called me. I don't even think I even met Gus before. And he's like, hey, you want to come down and play some music? We play here and this time. And I was like, well, fuck, I'm in San Antonio, man. I was like, but I will be back. Okay, let's do it. I didn't even know the songs they were playing, none of that.
Were you playing mandolin at the time, or were you playing guitar?
I was just playing guitar. I didn't even have my mandolin yet. It was still at my mom's house. But that was the first three there, and I never met Gus. I'd never even heard half the songs we played that night, so I don't know what lyrics are when it starts and stops. And just drove home, from the airport, got my guitar, went straight down there, and we played, and haven't looked back since, really.
So what made you want to start this thing, Gus?
Okay, I've been playing music for, a long time. Just my house, friends and stuff, nothing serious at all. But anyway, me and Derek started working together down in Wellington at a machine shop. And Derek one day was telling me, he was training me actually when I first started in his department. And he goes, yeah, I was supposed to play this. I played a little harmonica, and I was supposed to play this weekend with this guy, but he backed out. And I said, oh, well, shit, I play guitar. I sang a little bit. He's like, well, you want to play with me? Okay, that was at Barefoot Jerry's in Wellington. First thing we ever did, ever.
Huh. How long was that? The weekend? I mean, that weekend? Or?
It was, what do we have, like
3 or 4 days?
3 days, probably.
And I come up with like 10 songs that I knew, and we just jammed a couple of times, and there it was.
So how long did you play that night?
Oh, man, probably a couple hours, I bet.
10 songs?
It was...
Well, that's what we practiced.
Oh, that's what you practiced.
But after that, it was like he kind of he just filled in where he could, playing the harmonica with just like random songs that I knew.
Tried to play the guitar, and
I think there's pictures from that, and I think we're all three on guitar or something like that.
No, you weren't even there yet, dude.
Yeah, I
wasn't.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about just me and you. When Schumann backed out on you. Okay. And then all of a sudden we called him up for our next show, which was just down the street at the other local bar.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
And then here he comes in, and then it's been us three for freaking a year or so, playing like $50 to $100 shows, or just let me come check us, or beer tabs, all beer. It seemed like every time.
So was that the sales pitch for you to come on, Brian? Is hey, we get beer whenever we go? Or?
I think I came in quite a bit later after that. That was quite a few years ago. After that, from what I understand, I just met these guys just a few months ago. In fact, a local Wichita musician that we all know got a hold of me and said, "Hey, I got some guys that need a cajon player at a certain show." And I was like, "Well, all right, I'm doing it. I was trying to get back into the idea of drumming. I've been on the second and third shift at a local gig here in Wichita, so I was ready to get back on the drums. I had been out of it probably for about a year, so it was time to get back in my practice and stuff. So I was all about it. I told them, "Yeah, let's do it." And I grabbed my cajon and showed up at the show, and I seen their canopy with the ICT Radio banner on it, and I'm like, "You guys are." I'm thinking I'm supposed to meet you guys, right? And they're like, "Yeah, you're the guy, right?" So we
showed up on the spot.
Got through that show, and
that was the Rose Festival.
Yeah, Rose Fest.
Fest. And so got through that show, and they didn't curse me out or anything. So I kept coming back, and they haven't fired me yet.
So walk me through this, Derek. You guys start with just the three of you playing all three guitars, and then you obviously had fun. I mean, it was fun. Yeah. And when did you decide that this was going to be something that you wanted to make into something instead of just three guys getting up jamming?
Well, that bar owner just kept calling us back, wanting us to come back and play. Just
for $50, I would too. I mean,
it wasn't even $50; it was $50 bar tab.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And but
we drank every bit of that.
We always have a good following of family and friends, and then. I mean, he never had anybody in there other than when we were playing, so he just kept calling us back, and shit, after a while, we just kept, I don't know. I don't think we ever decided to. It just kind of
Just
kept
kinda
happening.
continued to.
No, I'll tell you what it was when we had a cajon player for a while, and that's all he was a cajon player. He tracked the first couple of songs with us. But we bought him a drum set last year, and we said, hey, learn this. He was all about it. He never took it home, never did nothing with it. So I said we had to make a decision here. Are we just going to be the coffee shop every once in a while playing for beer kind of guys, or are we going to be a damn band?
Yeah.
And then Brian showed up.
The ugly bald guy shows up with a cajon.
And here we are.
And
And
like
we've
I
never
said,
taken it more seriously.
It progressed after that. I mean, we ended up doing a couple shows with the full drum set and started laying out sound.
And you guys picked up one of Wichita's best bass players.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that
needed.
was from. Luckily, he was a good buddy of mine. I love Dan, and I've known him from previous years ago. I was in band Old Muskie that was around here. Did
Oh
pretty
yeah,
well.
with Harley Linneberry and
Harley
yeah.
Linneberry and Carmichael and Robbie, and so I've been around for a little bit. I'm a little bit older, got some wrinkles and stuff on this face, but I ain't scared to get out there. I love music, and that's why I do it. And with these guys, I think it'll be a wonderful project. They all have drive, and it kind of creates me to have drive. And we're about to focus, sharpen up, and we're going to be one of the best country bands in Wichita. I can
So-
say that.
So, are you the only one that's been in a band previous, or has any of you other guys been in a band?
I've been in some kind of punk rock stuff in my teenage years and that sort of thing. And
Garage bands, but
I
performing
was
bands.
never really playing country music.
Did you guys ever play out anywhere, or is this the first band?
just like local little VFW gigs and
Nice.
stuff like that. And you'd get dollar cover and get all your friends in there, and you'd have a little $100, and you'd be so happy.
Yeah.
But nothing too serious. We didn't tour or travel or anything like that. But
So who picks the songs?
The set list was kind of already there and stuff that they have played and practiced and kind of known when I showed up, as far from
Yeah.
what I know. But I said country, but we're not scared of some Sublime either.
No.
We'll pull out some different stuff. So it's kind of nice to have a variety of options to be able to.
And you guys are adding original music too.
Yeah, we're doing that. We've got about 100 half-written songs, and we got about 6 or 7 originals. And
I think we're at 8. I think I wrote it down. I just wrote them out. But
We just recorded one here at Red Cat, and it was an excellent time, man. So I think we got a little bit more to do on that song.
So
I'm
talk me through
excited
that
to see what
process,
happens.
Gus. How did that happen? How did you guys choose? Well, how did you choose Red Cat first? And number 2, what was the process like getting you guys all together down here?
Well, Glenn, I think it was your fault.
Well, I'll take credit for it. Shoot, yeah.
Well, Red Cat's a pretty big name around Wichita now. I mean, it's kind of undeniable. That's who you're going to look at.
No, Glenn, I just came up here with Derek one day to watch Tequila Ridge do that tequila
that's what we did
for
for
Christmas.
It was a Christmas song.
Yeah.
And me and Derek got to sit in here in the damn chorus and be like the crowd or what, and Tim. That's the first time I met Tim back there. Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be coming up on the station here pretty quick as soon as we get
Oh, that's good stuff.
past October.
We got a Christmas song coming.
I almost played it right after Labor Day, but I figured I'd do it.
just got to line it
We
with when
played it.
Walmart puts their shit out.
We played it Sunday at ICT Open Streets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we sure did.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
Just to brush it off, I told the guys let's brush it off, and we'll make sure we know it for next month.
No, that was great.
What really sparked my interest about coming here and recording was I think we came up here and watched Zero to Panic record.
I
A
bet
while
that was
back.
a blast.
That was really cool. And it was interesting because we got in about 3/4 of the way through them tracking, a song or two. And so we hadn't heard the whole thing, you're just kind of cleaning it up at that point. And it's like, man, it makes you want to go. You can't wait to hear the end result because it just sounds so good in here already.
And it makes you want to go home and start writing stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Just a really good creative space overall.
It is. I agree.
I always take that as the biggest compliment when I hear how inspired people leave a session.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all dog shit wore out, but yet that fire is never brighter than,
Yeah. I think every time we leave here, we want to go back and
Yeah.
keep
start
doing it.
writing something or play a little bit more.
I know that next week is always tough for me and my guys because it's like, you don't want to bother Luke because he does it as fast as possible. But you're looking in your email every hour,
the
you're checking the
Dropbox
Dropbox to
every
make sure that he hasn't put a cut up first.
Refresh.
And because, it just, you know, he does a great turn too. I mean, it's very quick, and you know, but it's not quick enough for anybody.
Well, everybody wants it.
Right.
Everybody wants it at the end of the session. You know, it's like, you know, give me a little time to work on it.
Yeah,
you know,
let's make this good. Let's
make it
not
sound
just
good everywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
So
I think with what we're doing a little bit, that we're not super antsy for this next track that we're working on as well. I think we need to clean a few things up, but you know, we've released a couple songs, and then now we're a totally different sound than those first two songs. So we're not in a huge rush to get it out because we want to keep some surprise to what's going to end up coming out. Hopefully later at the end of this year.
that'll be good. So you guys are shooting for a full EP then?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think about 6 songs. I think is what we're thinking, Luke.
I think that's the last conversation I was in on.
And I think we're trying to get it to by Christmas because he's got a Christmas song he wants to put on there.
Yeah.
Not like yours, but it's.
Well, you guys got about.
But it was inspiring towards that.
You guys got about a month then, because
I was gonna say we better start booking, boys.
Yeah, we got our songs pretty much in line. I think.
I just asked you about that this morning or this afternoon, as a matter of fact. So
because you're still gonna have to do all your album artwork, you're still gonna have to get it all prepped to put on iTunes and Google Play and all that stuff, and that takes time. Of course, to get it on iTunes, it takes 2 or 3 weeks. So if you want it for Christmas, you really need to have it ready to go by December 1st.
Yep.
Well, we have 3 songs tracked right now, but you got to think the first 2 songs that we tracked did not have the full band, so those are kind of like ex-Nate at this point. I mean, we could go with it, but why? I mean, no.
I think you go with it.
I don't know.
Just see how it fits in with the other songs.
Yeah,
you know,
I think you got to hear it all together.
I'm just going to drink beer and let them guys make the decision. Whatever they think. They ain't steered me wrong yet. So
you guys started off at Barefoot Jerry's, and you know the time that I met you was at the Hayesville Auditorium when you guys played with Jesse Hacker.
Yeah, we didn't even have Gus at that point.
I was on hiatus.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. And then, but you guys have been playing Kirby's and playing some. You guys played Open Streets ICT, Aeroplanes. Have you played
Dog last week? It was pretty fun.
New stadium.
Where'd you say, Brian?
That floating dock.
Oh, the floating dock. Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. That did look pretty neat.
It was pretty fun.
I'm surprised you got Derek out on it.
Yeah, he's all sunburnt.
In the beginning, we was concerned about storms, but we went ahead and set up, and it turned out to be awesome.
Yeah, we had the option of setting up outside or setting up inside, and when we got there to set up, I was like, no, because we just got rained on the night before because we set up outside. And so all of our stuff was still kind of damp, so we decided to set up inside, and I wish we would have set up outside because
ended up being pretty nice.
It was gorgeous all day, except for when you went to set up.
Yeah.
You know, it's so.
You guys played at Shamrock, correct?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Shamrock. Yeah, it was it's kind of a neat deal that Open Streets ICT, and you know,
there's a lot of people walking up and down that. Yeah.
We just blasted the sound outside, and we'd get 2 or 3 people to come in and just listen for a couple minutes, drink a beer, and pop out. You know, and that was kind of neat. So
we looked up, and because we were kind of underneath that Douglas Street Bridge, and you'd look up, and there'd be
20
people or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
get a little tickle contest going on.
Give him the old slip and tickle.
Yeah, we didn't have too many people stopping for too long, but let's kind of stop in and listen and move on. But
So what kind of music is this? What do you think it is, Gus? Is it bluegrass?
No.
Country? Is it? I mean, what is it?
It is not labeled bluegrass, that's for sure.
It's essentially country music.
I mean, you guys are.
We started out
essentially
bluegrassy.
bluegrass instruments, though. I mean,
Yes.
Yep.
But no, we ain't label. We're gonna let the fans label us.
what
People
would
that
you
like
label
us, they can tell us. Yeah.
I think it's grassy. I think it's definitely grassy. I don't know that it's bluegrass, but
a little Heartland rock or what?
I think it does have some Heartland rock to it. Yeah, we're trying to coin that, by the way.
You are the corner of it. It's been said and done. There's no takesies backsies on that one.
I do like that because it's,
I like that you like that because I like
it's kind of rocky, but it's it's
there's fans around here that fit into that. Like they don't they're not country, they're not rock. They're not southern rock. They're not necessarily red dirt.
Too far north to be red dirt, really.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's its own new thing. Almost.
With a lead guitar player and with everything changing now, I mean, that grassy's kind of going to go out the window.
You guys are picking up a lead guitar player?
Yes.
Who's that?
Jeremy Moody.
Yeah, from it's on the tip of my tongue. I've seen him play with
can't think of what
it is.
I know
been out of
all the
control.
bands he's been in all the years. I can't.
Yeah, I know, man. He's been in like
Strange Inventions.
Yeah, that's
something
right.
like that.
That's
Yeah.
So.
And,
It's his fault for not being here. The reason we don't know. So.
Yeah,
right.
true. So
He
we'll
said he
just-
was practicing.
He did
though.
say,
We'll throw him in any band we want.
Yeah, he come and hung out with us last weekend and sat in with us down there on the floating dock and just jammed. And I told him, I said, I like your sound, man. You're good.
You can tell he's pretty inspired. He's
Very-
pretty stoked
yeah,
about it.
Very
so
motivated.
Kind of fits along with the rest of us trying
Yeah.
to make this happen. I think
So you guys are
it'll
gonna be a 6-piece.
Yeah, it sounds
sir.
like it.
Wow.
Intense.
Yeah.
So
A lot
what's-
of moving parts now.
so that $50 bar tab has just got.
That's like my part, you know. Now.
So we need to. That's why we're working on doubling up practice time, tripling up practice time if we need to get sharp. That way we're worth the money we're asking for if we ever,
Good. That's exactly the attitude to have.
yeah.
You know, it's like it's okay in the beginning to start off and say, you know, we don't know.
That's how it started. Is we had no fucking clue if we
Yeah.
were ever going to do
Yeah.
anything with this.
Exactly.
But here we are with some very inspired musicians, and we got Dan the bass man of frickin' Wichita,
Yeah.
Kansas, to kind of be like the father over figure, which ain't hard for his big ass, but you know what I mean?
What's good about Dan too is he's played in every venue in Wichita.
He's played every
pretty-
song you could ever want to cover.
Yeah, you're not going to stump him.
No.
I mean, if you do, it's going to be one time, and then the next time he's going to know it better than you do.
Yes,
I
sir.
promise.
Absolutely,
I
yes.
promise.
And then he'll teach you how to do it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and
With a
exactly.
He'll
fist.
teach you how to do your own part.
He taught me
You're
the lead
like,
guitar part to Tom Petty's Last Dance with Mary Jane on the bass.
On the bass, right?
On the spot real quick.
He's,
He's like, no,
he's
no,
been
no,
around a
no,
long
you got to
time.
play it like this.
You know, and when you guys were looking for a bass player, I couldn't think of anybody better to pick. So, you know, I think that was a good pickup.
Shout out to Aaron Underwood because he's the one that recommended
Agreed.
Brian to us too.
Hi,
So,
Aaron. You're wonderful.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So this is what's coming next. Then you guys are kind of going a little bit more electric and less acoustic and
Yep.
making it more like a rock band in a sense. So what's that open up venue wise for you guys? What do you think?
We want to play everywhere we can. Anybody that'll take us.
Well,
I mean,
what's some places that are in your
Barley
scope?
Corns would be great. You know, everybody's got to start
Shamrock.
small, and we respect
Shamrock would be a
that.
good one, I think.
Essentially, I think it would be wonderful to try to get casino gigs and play at the casino on the weekends every other week, or
I want to play the
once.
biggest shows we could ever possibly play here, and beyond. You know, if that's what we're doing, I'm all about it.
So what do you think it takes to get there?
And the wave and the cotillion, obviously, you know.
I think that's going to take a shitload of practice. And
Picking
Let's
the
say
right
you're-
songs to cover
Let's
if
say
we
you
do
practice.
cover.
Let's say you guys have the product. What's after that, though? I think that's one of the things that I ask a lot of bands to come in, because there's some bands that obviously know the formula to that, like Mountain Dew Revival.
Right.
You know, Monica knows
Right.
that formula. She knows how to get into wave, and she knows how to get into cotillion. She knows how to get the guys into, you know, and I'm not trying to put you guys on the spot, but I am wanting you to kind of think about, you know, what is next for Brother Jukebox, because I love the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to go, because that's what's needed in the Wichita music scene, is that we want to do whatever's in front of us, you know, and kind of throwing out a challenge here too, that, you know, I think it's as important for bands that are coming up, and you guys have been around for 4 or 5 years now, 4 or 5.
4.
I think 4.
Coming up on
Yeah,
4.
Yeah.
You know, so you're seasoned.
Took
you
1
know?
year seriously though.
Yeah, you're seasoned.
Dead serious.
But, you know, who are you guys going to be looking out for as a mentor to help you get into those places? Because that's where it's at. You know, who's Brother Jukebox's mentor? Who's on your scope for being a mentor to help you guys?
Like you guys, Tequila
Well,
Ridge
we'll help
people.
however we can.
I mean,
the people like our musician friends that are playing the places that we want to play.
Yeah,
Essentially,
exactly.
word
And
of mouth.
as long as we stay humble, I don't see anybody disliking us. I don't see anybody treating us like crap.
always try
You
to
know.
talk to you or, you know, the Coffee Brothers whenever we get
Yeah.
a chance to
They're
talk to
a great
them, or
resource.
Aaron
Yes.
Underwood.
We're so grateful to have friends like that. Like they actually say, "Hey, you have a decent, we like your music," and that's very nice of them because
Those guys are doing it right too.
I know we need a lot of work, but them guys, you all seem to enjoy something we got. So I love the shit out of that, and so I respect it and I appreciate you guys.
So how much does being part of ICT Radio kind of play into that, Eric? Because you know probably a little bit more about what's going on in the music scene than just a typical band member in any other band, just because of all the submissions you get, and
Yeah,
you know, the kind of how activated you are in the community.
I would say it's kind of a interesting position to be in. You know, because one, you're looking to book your band, but then you also kind of observe and take a step back and view all the other bands and see what they're doing, where they're playing. Here's the frequency this band plays at this place, and here's the type of music that they have. Here's the draw that they typically get, by going and seeing those shows. Just kind of trying to soak all that in enough to help out, our own band. I think gives somewhat of a help, but there's still a lot to learn. I mean, it's one thing to go watch a show. It's another thing to be putting it on in those type of places. But I think just continually watching bands that we look up to, bands that we think we align with a little bit, and
which will allow us
seeing what they do a little bit, and kind of taking bits and pieces from all of them, and definitely putting it together and trying to present ourselves well, because I think
that's one of our struggles too, is that, we want to do bigger and better things, and sometimes we turn that corner and don't know which way to go. It's like, how do we even get in contact with somebody at the Cotillion? We didn't know that for the longest time. And then through networking, found out who you need to talk to, and here's how you need to say it, and here's what you need to do. And then we got a couple shows pretty quickly. And, it was, so, it's definitely, the information is definitely out there. And I wonder how much ICT radio could impact that too. I think that's a good thing about your band and about our bands in Wichita, is that, there is a camaraderie between bands, but it's also, everybody's super supportive. I mean, it's a rare band that is not supportive of another band, And
we've talked about that on the podcast quite a bit. I mean, it really is pretty tight knit between everybody, really. Right. I mean, if you show up, and even between the fans too. I mean, you see the same people, the same bands, and everybody hanging out and talking to each other. Like I said, Aaron and the Coffee Brothers are always out. Yep. You guys, we'll see you guys out. And
Tommy Wicker.
Yeah.
Tommy and Deb.
Can't swing
they need
a
to be the
dead
next
cat
correspondents for.
They're great.
Yeah, they need to be the next ICT radio correspondents. I'm telling you, that they go to so many shows, they would have such good video for you guys.
But yeah, it's just a lot of that. And you see, like I said, we haven't been around so long, but I know for the last few years that we've been around, I've seen a lot of it, and seen a lot of just a lot of camaraderie and bands helping bands.
So take me through your guys' writing process. How do you guys, because you said you have 6 and half 100 written. So how do we go about writing a song if we're in Brother Jukebox? Is it Gus that just says, okay, here's a song, you guys learn it, or is it Derek's got a part? And
mostly Gus.
So what do you do, Gus? You just
I'm one of them type of people that the song comes to me in 15 or 20 minutes, the whole damn song, and it just comes out of nowhere in the worst fucking times, like when you ain't got a pen and paper and you got to pull your phone out and do voice recording kind of stuff. That's me. And it's few and far between.
Yeah.
And I've had so many life changes in the last couple of years, and I gave up one of my other things that I love doing because I knew this music thing was going to be more than what it was at the time. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to play music. And there's so many changes going on that I just had like not a lot of writing time and a lot of process. And that's why we only have 6, 7, 8 original songs. I probably have a few more under my sleeve that I haven't thought of that I wrote 6, 7 years ago. I remember being a little kid or not little kid, 15 years old, because I got my first guitar when I was 14. 15 years old, like waking my grandmother up, which I lived with at the time, waking her up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Hey, this just came to me. Check this out. It was a sad emo song because all my friends were in like metal bands and straighten their hair and stuff. You know, those are the only people. So that's what I did. So I wrote like really sad emo songs. I think the very first song I ever wrote was called "Kill Myself Tonight." As a matter of fact, and you wouldn't know that me now.
Sounds like a George Jones, Tammy Wynette song to me.
Well, I'm glad we moved on.
But back then it was like, there's a whole nother. My world has 160 or 180 since then, whatever you want to call it.
So where do you take some of your influences from?
I just fell in love with like. I used to sing old gospel music, so like the bluegrass thing just kind of felt right into place. Absolutely. Yeah.
What about you, Eric? I know you're kind of a little bit more rocky.
Mine's like rock, alt rock, and some ska and reggae type of stuff, and just kind of good vibes type of thing. Like I said before, I was kind of in like a kind of punk band, so that's kind of in the same realm, and I knew country songs because I grew up in Wellington, Kansas. You can't not.
You can't miss country
but it definitely wasn't the focus for me. It was more rock and like Tool and stuff like that. Growing up, Korn, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
rebellious youth.
Right. Yeah. But yet I still had the bluegrass because that's kind of where I grew up, and going to a Walnut Valley Festival every year for the
You guys
first
got to play
15 years.
Pickens Parlor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that go?
That was pretty
Awesome.
I love that place.
It's our second year.
Walk me through that. What happens on those nights? Because a lot of our listeners probably even haven't been down to Winfield and know exactly. They hear these things about Pickens Parlor, and take me through the whole Walnut River experience, because it's really an event. I mean, it's not just
where do you start?
Yeah. It's like camping, and there's people busking, and there's certain stages. Just what's that experience like?
Well, Patton's Pick and Parlor is the pre-party usually for the whole week of Bluegrass Festival.
Right.
So when you show up at Patton's Pick and Parlor, it's a house right next to the railroad tracks that separate his house from the fairgrounds. It's right next door to all the campers in the Pecan Grove where everyone camps. And you get there, and there's people in lawn chairs, 200, 300 people.
Keep in mind, this house, it's set up like an outdoor bar. I mean, it's an excellent place. It's got barns and a live stage. I mean, it's legit.
Beer and liquor out of the garage of the house. Like, they have to get a liquor license for like 24 hours or whatever. The
Serving
weekend.
window and all that.
It's so neat.
So what's the selection process to get to play that? You just go and sign up a list, or you guys?
I think they hand pick it.
It's hand picked.
Yeah, they picked the bands. They did give us an option this year what day we wanted to play, because we played there last year.
How did you get in last year?
They just got a hold of us.
I have no idea who told them about us.
Huh.
So,
but thank you to whoever did that.
But yeah, then from there it was like we got done playing last year, and she asked us if we wanted to play this year.
Right.
And then it's the same way. She asked us again if we wanted to play for next year, so we'll be there next year too.
What were some of the other bands you guys got to see at the Pick and Parlor? Because I saw a bunch on Facebook. They were just
there was
your buddy Harley
Grody Riggins.
there. I played fiddle with them for like 2
played
weeks.
there.
Mandolin Monroe was there.
There was a band after
Boho
us.
Folk. I know you've heard them. I know you read them off on the rundown.
A couple times, yeah.
They played there right before us.
Tara Carr, she is my favorite Wichita musician. There's no
Tequila
question.
Kim.
Tequila Kim.
She was after us.
Yeah,
Stillwater
they're
or
like
something?
Stillwater area, but actually the fiddle player was Jason Boland's original fiddle player.
Oh yeah,
had zero idea until after we all got done playing and we were kind of drinking and bullshitting
on Pandora today.
It was
you don't know who's who down there. I mean, there's just a shitload of good musicians, and half the crowd is probably musicians as well because they're down at the Walnut Festival.
Well, yeah, at that time, just the whole place is just full of ridiculous musicians. You get to meet so many different types and people. It's wonderful to have that experience because it's just over flooded. The campgrounds are just ridiculous all the time.
Kind of like a Kansas Woodstock.
It's kind of nerve-wracking going to play there, though. It's always nerve-wracking to go play there at Patton's because, like we said, we're not necessarily bluegrass.
We got like
have
4 songs that have a bluegrass feel to them at this point.
Well, it may be because of your instruments, though. You have a mandolin, and it's yeah.
They just seem to like us. I don't.
Yeah, well, that's cool. And really, it is kind of bluegrass and gospel down there. But did you guys go watch any of the championship stuff, like the flat picking championships or the fiddle championships?
I've done security there the last 3 years, so I've got a chance to catch everything. And
that's pretty neat.
Oh yeah,
yeah, those guys are crazy.
Yeah, oh yeah. Matter of fact, I was checking bags at the gate one time, and this girl walks in and she has a guitar in her hand. Of course, I have to open the bag and open the guitar. I'd never heard the name before, and I think it was something like Luna, not Luna, but that's already I know what that is, but some kind of guitar. Apparently, she was the owner of the company. Gave me her card with her name on it and everything, nice. And she said, "Well, I'm entering the flat picking competition." She sat down right there next to me and just laid down just a beautiful guitar for like 5 minutes. Just sat there and played for people walking in.
Crazy.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Well, good for you.
That's kind of the nature of the whole place. I mean, everybody just walks around and
she was 20.
Just serenades everybody else, and it seems like all the campsites are open for everybody to just welcome to
walk up.
Everybody walks around and just says "Happy Winfield, Happy Winfield." That's what everybody. Oh, it's
Kind of wild. It's a new experience.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
it's a lot of jamming.
It's kind of like Woodstock.
That's
mean,
where I
it's
grew
just-
up, man.
Right.
Like from the time I was born, that's the only reason I wasn't there, because I was literally being born during that period of time. When I was 1, 2, they would just hand me instruments and I'd just go wandering
Your
off. to
dad's
some
a big
camp.
music supporter too.
My dad is. He's a
Yeah.
huge music supporter, and that's where he met my mom. Live music, local
Right.
live music.
He's old
so-
school. He'll tell you fucking musicians from
Yeah,
back
I enjoy sitting down and
70s
talking to him.
Yeah, he's an interesting cat.
He's always riffling to me whenever he sees me. So
Oh, he's got history of Wichita.
I think
From
he
the
was at
60s
Kirby's
when he
when
got
there was
here.
like 3 stickers on Kirby's wall. I think he was there.
that's crazy.
Wow.
Well,
Three stickers.
No, like he was there on the first year. Yeah, he said it looks a lot different.
I bet.
There's no wall left.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play a song here. What song do we have queued up, guys?
It's up to y'all.
Well, that would have to be Gas, Grass, or Ass, right?
Is that the one you guys just recorded?
Yeah,
here?
that one's not done yet.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what's the
Train song.
Train song?
Train
Yeah, I was
song.
gonna,
Because we
got
haven't
a train
written
song
we
here.
haven't written anything as a full band essentially yet. We've been trying
No,
to
we're
sharpen
still
up on what's
backtracking
going
on our
on.
previous
So
tracks that we
your earlier question about how the writing process is with the band,
It's
like I
changed.
say, I haven't even been with them long enough to write a song. Essentially, we're just trying to learn the material.
But we can get a feel for what Brother Jukebox sounds like from that song, I assume. So
But get ready for the new stuff though, because it's going to be way
I think
better.
that's what we want to do. So
here's the train song.
Well, there's a southbound train headed to carry my mama home. Well, there's a southbound train headed to carry my mama home. Oh, now she's in a pine box, I'm in my Chevy pickup, it's on. Well, that devil with his viper tail, yeah, don't knocking on her door. With a Bible in her hand, she thought she could keep him off her porch. Well, just like the Hawkins witness, the devil kept on coming back for more. Well, that old number 9 headed right on down the line. Well, that old number 9 headed right on down the line. When the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we'll get there fine. Get some more.
Man, that's a cool song, man. How did that come about?
We're sitting in Eric's dining room, And I just played down there.
It definitely has a recognizable riff. That's one of my 3 rules for songs that I like. It has to have a recognizable riff because I think a lot of music nowadays, if you take out the vocals, you have no idea what song it is.
Yep.
Number 2, it's got catchy lyrics, and 3, it's just catchy overall. So how did it come about? I'm sorry, I stepped all over you.
No, you're good, man. So we're sitting there. I was like, okay, let's do kind of like dueling banjos, but guitar and mandolin. So I down, and he just did it right back to me. And we did a couple times back and forth, and I think for the first 4 or 5 times, like we do it like 16 times in a row, just get faster and faster. And we're like, well, no, we need to simplify this, but still make it a song. So it was in the key of D, and then he's like, you got to make up some words. And I literally just made up stupid words on the spot.
Just to get something.
There's no meaning in any way, shape, or form about any of that song.
It's kind of a story if you listen to it. But
It's about a mother who's dead, and you're following her down the railroad tracks in your pickup because you're going to her funeral, and you're getting high in your pickup truck. Okay.
That's what it's about.
And then talking about,
It's very Ray Wiley-esque.
Couldn't get rid of the devil. And I couldn't figure out a second verse, so Derek goes, old number 9. That's in every Train song. You got to think about something like old number 9.
I had to get my head in it, and I was like thinking of Train songs, so I just literally went to Spotify, put in Train songs, and fucking every Train song sings about the old number 9.
So that's what we did.
Or the old number 7 or something, but old number 9 stuck out. But
old number 7, I believe that's Jack Daniels.
Yeah. Maybe.
I see what you got on your mind, Glenn.
Trains, whiskey, it's all the same to me.
They'll blend together
off the rails anyway.
Gus, now you said that you just kind of made it up on the spot, but looking back, just listening to it over and over and over, it's almost about just, like you said, son followed her mom home to go bury her, but then like the second verse comes around, you kind of look at the whole picture, it's almost like she lost a battle to some sort of addiction or something like that, and she couldn't keep the devil off her porch, and
that let you have the freedom to.
That's the happiest battling addiction song ever.
Or a mom dying song.
I've never bobbed my head to a song about a mom dying.
She's in a pine box. I'm in my Chevy pickup getting stoned.
Here we are, Brother Jukebox, making you laugh about your mom dying.
Be careful, Whiskey Myers might pick that up.
That's right. That's our niche. That's our thing. We're gonna make funerals fun.
Well, do you guys got any funerals coming up, or you got any shows?
But we'll play them
for my funeral.
Yes,
that's on record.
I will play Tenacious D at your funeral for you.
Yeah,
you guys just got finished playing the chili cook-off in Newton. What do you guys have coming up next week?
I think we're going to take a minute off. On the 12th, though, we do have a show.
That's the Rose Hill Fall Festival.
That's correct. Yes,
we're playing with Lively Up, Flashpoint. I don't know who else.
Yeah, there's some other stuff going on before that, but the main acts are Lively Up, us, and then Flashpoint.
Definitely tons of good music that night, so get out there.
October 19th, we'll be playing the Hayesville Fall Fest.
That's awesome. We're
then
playing that too.
Aeroplanes after that evening.
Yeah, do not forget to catch Tequila Ridge the Friday night before us. We play Saturday afternoon.
I'll make sure, when you guys come out, I'll make sure to give you guys a shout out so that we can cross promote.
Thank you.
We'll just pick up where you guys left off.
Yeah. Yep. Who knows where that's going to be?
Big shoes, big shoes.
Last year it was kind of weird. We had a huge crowd last year on Friday night, and it was perfect weather. And then they had, I don't remember who, come in the next day, and it did nothing but rain all day Saturday.
Well, jinx is
cool. And then Sunday it was perfect. It was like, yeah, I can't remember who the other band was, but they were not happy.
Thanks for the incentive.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for bad luck, we wouldn't have any luck at all.
That's a cool stage though at Hayesville. I mean, it's like an amphitheater.
Is that the one you guys were playing?
Yeah, that big old one.
That was back in my metal days that we put. There was some metal shows we put on there where the cops got called, because people were trashing the.
Doug Adams Pro Audio Systems.
Yeah.
Luke, I'm sure I ran into you back in the day. I never knew who you were.
I know we were just 6 degrees apart from each other.
I was 12 years old and emo.
This is probably gonna be the first time that you guys. Well, I guess at Rose.
The Music Fest, yeah.
They had a pretty good sound system.
Yeah.
But this, I mean.
Oh, Doug's doing this one?
Doug Adams' company is does Hayesville, because he's from he lives like a block and a half from my house. And
you got me excited now.
And
we can't blame it on the sound if we fuck up.
It is amazing. Right. I mean, I would put it up against the Cotillion sound, and I mean, it's just because it's the same guys, but
he's only been doing it longer than we are old. I mean,
Yeah. But his guys know what the heck they're doing too, and and that place sounds good because there's it's this little grassy knoll, without the bullets flying.
I remember.
It's like a little grassy knoll that comes down into this amphitheater that's all built out, and it's
Stage is about a foot and a half, 2 foot
projects.
off the ground. And
and it's huge.
I stage
huge.
dove off that one time, and a
Huge.
bunch of these little emo girls were sitting. I thought I was jumping to a bunch of dudes. I was about to crowd surf. Here's the band. Untapped Market was playing. Sorry, name drop. If you guys are listening for some stupid reason, hi. Anyway,
You're the reason Gus's nose looks like it does.
Yeah, I jumped onto a bunch of little girls, and I was too much man for them to handle. True fucking story.
Now we could edit that to make that sound really good.
don't sound right.
Like slide
I was
whistle.
gonna say 'cause this sounded pretty fucking bad.
Give me a slide whistle, Luke. Or a tuba.
Give
About the
guy a
Hayesville
tuba.
Fall Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, Joni, we're sure promoting some Hayesville Fall Fest. Joni's the lady that booked you guys, I'm sure. So.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a fun time. Yeah, it's one of my favorite events every year. That Wolfstock. Anytime we get to play the Cotillion or whatever, but yeah, Hayesville Fall Fest we get to play. We've got to play the last three or 4 years. I think the first year we played was they put us on like you guys on a Saturday, but then they had a band cancel on Sunday, so we played twice on Sunday. So we played 3 times the first year, and then yeah, you might just stay in contact with Joni because you never know who won't show up. And so you got Aeroplanes. That's a cool place too.
Yeah. It was.
That evening, that'll be pretty fun. That was an excellent time to, excellent experience. I like playing it back there. We can played on stage there one time back in the room with all the fermenters and all that. It was kind of neat to see. Playing with
is that where we did the benefit for
Lau Brothers or something?
The Cancer
No, it was
Stupid?
Cancer
Stupid?
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a
That's the
cool
one I was
place.
thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Brought that flatbed
back
trailer in there.
Yeah, that's in the very back. And then last time we played there, we were right out front by the bar, which
Yeah.
is convenient.
They
for
opened up
me.
them garage doors, and I bet there was a crowd of 50,
I watched Ghost
45,
Town
50
Strays
people.
there a couple months ago. It was really cool.
I
Yeah.
haven't tasted all their beer.
There's a lot
yet.
of
I'm
big-
excited for the next time.
It's a really diverse crowd there too. Like you see bikers, you see people dressed, and
You got
have a tie
bikers.
on kind of people. You
We
see,
got hippies.
yes, yeah. It was kind of all over the place, but the beer's good there, and the music sounded great. We thought, we've talked earlier about how a full band in there is kind of.
Big.
You never know, but it sounded great.
Well, like I said, I
honestly.
watched Ghost Town Strays in there, and they're as much of a full band as you can
Oh
get.
yeah,
I
they're
mean,
louder than we are probably.
They're
Three
louder
people
than
there.
they're
By
louder
far.
than 6 people
Yeah.
for
Get
sure.
loud
Yeah,
quick in there.
Which
by
is-
far.
and they don't even sing.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, but so you guys are kind of moving into the electric side, and I kind of dig that. But let's talk about your music a little bit, and I know you guys have all come across it as well. There's kind of a divide in Wichita in some senses that, it's a cover band or it's an original band, and only original bands play here, and only cover bands play here. And is this part of your plan, is to kind of develop more into an original band so that you have more places to play, or is it just
Without
maybe
a
you just want to
doubt.
make music? Or
Yeah,
Absolutely.
For sure.
Well,
No,
we've
we-
also talked about, though, if we do covers, we want to be kind of sentimental to us. We just don't want to
Sure.
go out and play, Friends in Low Places or
Right.
something like that. We
But when
want-
you're starting out, that's what you have to do, and kind of like
try to find
for a
those
minute sometimes, And that's what we started out playing them typical covers.
Well,
easier to get a
essentially
crowd that
with
way.
the
Yeah, people like it.
as many originals as we have, we should be able to be diverse enough to kind of adapt to whatever venue we're going to try to play.
right, so that would open up Barleycorns and
Right, that way.
yeah.
So if you want all originals, we can pull that off, and we'll throw a cover in there to, or before break or whatever, but
that's what we try to do. We try to mix a couple covers in that,
right. So kind of depending on where we're at, we kind of just get the feel for the crowd or whatever and be able
But
to.
3 hours worth, like a lot of places will book you for 3 hours.
yeah.
And 3 hours worth of originals we do not have right now. That's absolutely correct.
Then you have to just do like American Aquarium. I don't think they have 3 hours worth of stuff either, but the guy talks for 40 minutes.
He really does.
We're not good at that either. I mean,
I'd rather not talk. I'd rather
He
just
gets
play the
he gets
stuff
up there and
myself,
he tells a Mark Twain story,
Right.
Mark Twain type story for 25 minutes in between songs, and they only play like
Strumming.
6 songs a night.
Yep.
There I was, minding my own on the moon.
I got a funny story about that. I'll tell you in a little bit. But.
That was a cool show, though.
That was.
That was a cool show. Yeah, we talking about the American Aquarium show at the Cotillion. We got to be a part of it. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was. They're going to get big though pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
after we get done with this 6-song EP, get it out of the way, knocked out, I'm ready to full blast start hitting up like a full 10 to 12 song album, and that way we have enough originals to cover. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
but if they want to play for 4 hours, hell, we'll throw some covers in there. We'll play. We're Brother Jukebox. You put $1 in the jukebox, we'll play whatever the fuck you want.
We were talking
keep
about
tipping, and we will keep playing.
Talking about mentorship earlier, and I think one of the things that our band did pretty well, and I wish we'd get back to it, and maybe I'll just do it. But after we released our first album, I sat down with Luke and I said, okay, for the next 7 months, we're coming in here once a month and recording a song. We didn't have anything written. We didn't have a single song written. But Luke and I scheduled 7 or 8 dates for the next 7 months. And let me tell you what, man, when you know that you need to be in the studio in 3 weeks,
Lots of fire.
Put that pressure on you.
It puts a little pressure on you. You know,
Well,
and I think
I
our
love that
second
idea.
album came out
I'm
better
all
than the
about it.
first. I don't know. Yeah, so
I'm not scared of that at all.
Well, that's a great idea. I mean, because after the Aeroplanes show and the Fall Fest show, basically, we're going to have some time off. So I think that's going to be our focus is to sharpen up and be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to get to the point to where, you know, we can still play those 3-4 hour shows at certain venues.
Sure.
But then we can also team up, you know, on a really good bill. You know, play our hour of originals and just kick its ass. You know, that's kind of my goal, really, for us. I don't know if that's what you guys think as well, but I mean, definitely eventually be just completely original. I mean, that's definitely the goal in my mind.
well, there's definitely some things you have to check off the list. You know, you have to have merch, which you guys do.
Yep.
You have to have an online presence, which I think you do. You know, you have to have some type of video of you guys so that when you're putting it out. But most importantly, you have to have what you guys are coming down here to Red Cat to do, which is an EP or a CD that you can say, you know, because it's kind of like going to college. You know, people get interviews because they went to college, and it's not because maybe they are smarter than somebody that didn't. It's because they took the time to make themselves better, and that goes a long way with venue owners even. Mm-hmm. If you take the time to make yourself look better and sound better and record better, then they're going to think you're going to be drawing better or put on a better show. So, I mean, it's no different, you know.
Well, essentially, put in the work, you're going to get the reward.
You hope. Yeah, that's the
thing.
Yeah.
But that usually follows. I mean, that.
Yeah.
Getting the full band together, like getting a full drummer, that's what sparked my heart once again.
Yeah.
In this music thing was like, holy shit, I could have a full band now, and like we could like rock it, like really do this.
Yeah.
We kind of jumped into it hard after you
Yeah.
know, basically
So-
I came along. We kind of just seemed to just keep going. We had a lot of gigs recently, and we're starting to get familiar with each other and how to cuss each other out just right. and so I think we're evolving as a band pretty quickly and rapidly, and our focus is the same. We're out to sharpen up and kick some ass. So
Eric, where can we find your music at?
You can find us pretty much anywhere: Spotify, iTunes, you know, any of those, YouTube, any of those
What's your
million
Facebook
places. Facebook.com/Brother Jukebox.
Easy.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, and you can
What's your
find our
Tinder
music anywhere.
account?
We hate Tinder.
You don't have your Tinder account.
No.
You did
Twitter.
Grindr
Yes.
boys.
or ChristianMingle.com.
Stole my fucking joke.
Christian Mingle.
Farmers only.
Farmers only.
At least Gus is. I don't know. Goats and
size
hoes.
of that chicken.
Goats and hoes.
Well, if it's all right with you guys, I think one of our Patreon members that has signed up, she's going to get 2 T-shirts, and I'm going to give her a Go to Shows T-shirt. But I think I'd also like to give her one of your Brother Jukebox T-shirts.
Yeah,
That'll work.
So we'll get her sizes and get those made out, and let her pick her color or whatever. But
that's cool.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, you can go to patreon.com/ICT Radio. Eric can tell you a little bit more about it, but we have several packages starting off at $1, even $1 a month, or all the way up to, as much as you want to give us a month. But at $5, you get a free T-shirt. At $10, you get a shout out on the podcast. And her name was Jennifer, correct? So we'll shout her out twice. But that kind of helps us keep the lights on here. And if you'd go over there and check that out. Another way you can support us or support Brother Jukebox is by commenting and liking the posts that they have. We talk about that every week, that, when these guys take the time to make a post, it's good for your fans to comment on them, not just like and share, but that comment gets it in so many other sites, so
Absolutely.
Make sure when you see our Thirsty Thursday Spotlight podcast posts come out, man, that's what we need to do for warm-up right there. Thirsty Thursday Spotlight podcast posts.
Oh, man.
That's almost like the
I
Betty
can't say that 5 times
She said
over.
the butter, my batter. So she bought a bit of better. Anyway. But if you go on there and if you go, that's how I learned how to be an auctioneer. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but they told me that you have to be able to do a bunch of rhyming like that. But also, if you just put 25 marbles in your mouth and learn how to talk with 25 marbles in your mouth, and then every time you learned a filler word like who'll give or bid to buy or who's got, you get to spit a marble out. So you'd have to learn different filler stuff until you spit all your marbles out. But
25 marbles sounds like
That's
a
a
awful
lot of marbles, and it's not very
like a
safe.
trophy.
That's like number 967.
That sounds like a
1,000
pretty
Ways to
good
Die.
girlfriend. Is what it sounds like.
Tell you what, it was like chipmunks is what it was. But back to the sponsorships.
Yes, that's a good save because I was about to go way off. Way off.
You can go to
Excuse me.
patreon.com/ICT Radio. Support us that way. Support our posts by liking and commenting. You can always help us out by going to your favorite podcast app and giving us a review, a 5-star rating. That sure helps us get into more ears as well. But I think the most important thing, especially with these guys, is go to shows. That's right.
Go to
That's
shows,
it
go
for
to
us.
shows,
And
go to
thanks-
shows, go to
thanks again to Luke and Red Cat. Thanks again to the guys from Brother Jukebox. I'm
Thank you,
Glenn.
guys.
This is the Thirsty Thursday Spotlight. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you,
See you later.
everyone. Adios.
Go to shows.
Recorded live on Red Cat Recording, Peck, Kansas.
Hell yeah.
Hosted by Glenn Shipman.
Thank you, Tim.
Check out redcatrecording.com. Adios.
All right, well, there you have it. We want to thank Glenn, Luke,
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Luke.
Tim,
Timmy.
that wonderful, wonderful band.
Yeah. Those
Brother
guys,
Jukebox.
are all right.
We didn't even announce our own band before we before we played that. We didn't say who the interview was, but I guess Glenn says it in there. But anyway, yeah, that was a last minute cancellation, and we jumped in there and basically went to go drink and talk with Glenn and Luke.
It's cool though because
Yeah.
our band's got such a different direction than we've been going for the last couple of years, and it's kind of nice to get the word out that we're kind of got a different sound now, I would say, than we've had in the last even 6 months. So
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people around Wichita are starting to hear that sound itself, and that's probably what they know. They probably hear us progressing, but some of those old venues we used to play, and we haven't played at our hometown, Wellington, and so I guess we played Wheat Festival, but that wasn't a full band.
No, I mean the last real time we played, a significant amount of time would have been New Year's Eve last year, I think. Right? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't hardly played any around here, really, other outside of Wichita. Newton. But that's it. So yeah, we the whole growing, whole sound is still evolving. That's why you got to get out and go to shows, not just our shows, but
Any show.
any band. You'd be surprised the evolution in a band and how quick it can happen. You never know.
Step outside of your comfort zone.
You never know when you might walk by and see a band playing. Ugh. You keep walking and say, "Oh, I've fucking heard this band one time. They suck." But 3 months later, 6 months later, a year, they may be fucking hottest thing in town.
Well, going back to the interview with Kenny and Catlett, those bands that are smaller right now, some of them are going to grow significantly. And next time you see them, you might be at the arena, or you might be at the Cotillion, or you might be driving to Oklahoma City or Kansas City to go see them.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. I mean, how many bands have we seen just grow right in front of our face?
Lots of them.
I mean, you never know. You never know. So never judge a book by its cover. Never listen to them once. Now, if you go 3 times, and they're just consistently shitty, then you got every right not to go back.
Right.
But,
give them a chance. Give them some time.
But you're not. We're not arena bands. We're not.
Right.
We're still honing our craft. And
the cool thing is, Derek, is you can go out and spend $5, $10, whatever it is, probably see a couple local bands. And if you don't like it, we're only out $5. Like, it's not like going to spend $100 ticket and then
I seen you post something about Luke Bryan wanting $65 a ticket to go see him.
Yeah.
And on what was it? October 4th, I think.
Yep.
Something like that. But Logan Bush from Kill Vargas said for $5 you can come see us.
Exactly.
And I could fucking tell you what right now, Kill Vargas is far more like they're $5 ain't enough, dude, to go see them. Like you should.
Well, keep that extra $60 in your pocket and buy some beers and a T-shirt and have a good time. And it's one of those things where I get it. Go to that big arena show if you really like that music. But there's lots of these big acts like out there that aren't worth it, in my opinion. When you could go see 20 local shows for the same price and have way more fun.
Yeah, you in my opinion, I think when you go to a local show, you're not fighting traffic. You're not marching fucking 3 miles to go sit down. You're not paying $9 for a beer. You're going, you're supporting local. You're getting to meet the band. That music, I guarantee, is fucking better than any of the. Now it depends on which band you go see, I guess, in the arena. But most of it's just, they don't care about you. They don't care about the music.
Well, they take your money and they get out of town immediately. I'd rather our money stay in our community. For the most part. Now I get going to see like Stapleton or something like that. It's kind of a different story, But definitely pick and choose the big acts you go to see. Obviously, there's some really huge rock bands, stuff like that. If you love them, great. But don't ever forget about the local guys, because those are where all those acts started. There's some little local show,
Well, I'm telling you, you can see just as great of a show consistently at the Cotillion or the Wave or Barleycorns. Those places are in the Elbow Room.
Yeah.
Like anywhere, But I mean, the Cotillion and the Wave, they're bringing big names in there constantly.
Yep.
Barleycorns, Kenny's doing a good job of fucking starting to pack people in there. I don't know.
Smile Empty Soul was there the other day.
Yeah. But they were playing the Elbow Room.
You get I think who played with them? I think Yellow King.
Possibly.
I mean, you get to go see an awesome local band, and you get to go see a high quality touring band, and a fraction of the cost. Your beers are going to be cheaper. You're going to have a way better time. You could probably meet the band at that point, even, you know, smalls.
Oh, I would imagine at Barley Corns, you're probably hanging out, drinking with the band afterwards.
Which that's cool, man. Like to me, that's why I go out, because I love the music, and I would love to say hi to them. You know, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we do any more, we've been doing a lot of lecturing on here. We're sorry, guys. We don't mean to lecture.
This is our last broadcast before we're all sober and whatnot.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse. Dad, like, listen here, God damn it, you fucking
you better eat your mac and cheese.
All right. Well, before it turns into all that noise, we'll get off of here. But tell them where they can find us.
You can find us at ICT-radio.com. Subscribe to on any podcast app. We're everywhere. Go support our Patreon. We are doing cool things over there. So if you sign up today, you get a free T-shirt. So I think $5 and you get a free T-shirt. Hell of a deal.
It's insane. Yeah.
And I think we're going to continue to work on that and mold that into something that people really.
You gonna put that spit bottle there on Patreon? Somebody pays enough money, can they get your old spit bottle there?
They could, but I don't know.
Fucking hillbilly.
Easy, Derek. Easy.
I'm supposed to be the hillbilly. You're over there. Twink.
Easy, Derek.
All right. I'll leave you alone.
Just support us any way you can. Support all the bands that we have. If you like what you hear, you know, on our podcast, the bands we feature, or on our broadcasts, check out our weekly rundown on our website and just go to shows. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Go to shows.
Yeah, absolutely. That helps everybody out.
So we have a brand new submission, Derek, that we just got.
Hot off the presses.
Literally, when we were recording, we got it.
We started doing this, and we're like, well, shit, what songs are we going to play? Like, okay, we had 1-2 songs. I was like, man, I want to play something kind of fucking hard. Like, I want a good rock song. Close the show out with. Who can we play? Bing. Literally pops right in the inbox while we're thinking about it. We're like, whoa. Eric had been talking to him and listened to it. I'm like, that's the one.
Right.
So this thing, as of this podcast, this song hadn't been in the inbox for
40 minutes,
maybe an hour. Not even an hour. So see, it helps when you send your stuff in. You never know. Might get played. Yeah, you probably will get played, but
I like this
anyway.
one,
I do too. It's a good fucking rock song.
Kind of covered all the bases here. We got a hip hop song, a country song. Now we're gonna play a rock song.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we will see you back next week.
The top 10s next week as well. So.
Oh, yep.
Go vote, and this next Sunday is going to be the top 10 countdown for September. So we'll get your votes in. Listen to the show this coming Sunday. Derek, who were we going to play last year?
We are going to play. Good Lord, we're talking about it. Addicted Tragedy and Take Shape.
Enjoy.
What starts the fire?
water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Welcome to your beginning. Welcome to your life. Welcome to your beginning. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Welcome to life. Be water, my friend.